Welcome back to Al's Kitchen, another week, another curry. Just for all the newbies, if you don't know me, my name's Al, this is my kitchen and my channel, and what I specialise in is creating nice Indian restaurant style curries. You know, the ones like your Madras, your kormas, your bhunas, and even speciality curries like chicken chasni, which is a real popular dish on my channel. So I hope you all enjoyed the last video I made, cooking with Al's pals. Thanks for Marcus for being a good sport in coming into the kitchen and cooking. He had a good time, his family enjoyed the curry. But anyway, I'll be doing more of those videos as soon as we can, as soon as the lockdown finishes and COVID subsides, as and when that is. And in that video, cooking with Al's pals, I cooked a chicken bhuna, but because it was more of a social curry cook-off, maybe you didn't focus as much on the curry that I cooked, which was the chicken bhuna. So today I'm going to cook that chicken bhuna again, but focus on the pan much more this time, talk you through it step by step, so you can really achieve those British Indian restaurant flavours, the ones that you know and love. Bhuna is one of my favourite curries. It's a nice mild dish. You can spice it up, you can throw some fresh green finger chilies in there, or some chili powder if you have it. I also want to tell you something, really enjoying the channel right now, and do you know one of the best things about having a channel and being Al from Al's Kitchen is you get sent freebies, sometimes big things, sometimes small things, but I love them all. So if there's anything you want to send me for free, I love a gift. I especially want to thank Lee, who basically brews his own beer, his ale, and he does funky flavours. He sent me 2 cans rhubarb and custard American ale, beers brewed with soul. Yeah, go check out on all his social media. I'm sure he sells the stuff. I'm going to have a taste now. You know, I always have a drink with a curry. So tell me what you're drinking in the comments below, what you prefer. I was nearly going to be drinking a Turkish beer, you know, FS, the one that comes in the brown bottles. Let's have a taste of this rhubarb and custard. That's interesting. That is really interesting. It almost tastes smoky. You can definitely taste the rhubarb and custard though. This is what fascinates me with Ale, to be honest. The many different variants you can get and the things you can do with it. Anyway, so let's crack on with the curry. Cheers everyone. Right, so let me take you through the ingredients first. We've got about 30 grams of finely chopped onion here. Do chop it finely though, so it cooks quicker. And around the same of green capsicum, green pepper. We've got a teaspoon of methi leaves, dried, and I'm going to be using a tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste. In the way of spices, we have 1 green finger chilli here, and again, if you don't want it hot, you don't have to use the green finger chilli. You can either use no chilli or a little bit of mild chilli powder. And here I have 2 teaspoons of my own mixed powder, which is a chef's standard recipe from a restaurant. So if you haven't got any mixed powder, you can use mild Madras curry powder, and but I recommend the mixed powder, and you can check out the recipe for this in the link below that I'll put in the description box. Here I have a 1/4 teaspoon of Garam Masala. We have 2 cardamom pods. Do crack them open though, so those seeds inside can release all their lovely aromatic flavours. And here I have a teaspoon of tomato puree mixed down with water, just so that it's easy to pour in the pan. I say a teaspoon, you can use up to a tablespoon. If you want it a little more tomatoey, the bhuna, use a tablespoon. If you want it softer and less tomatoey, use a teaspoon. Right, I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Add the salt to taste, so if you want to taste more salt, add more, less. And here I have 1 whole tomato and chopped in quarters. So what I'm going to do is cook down 1/2 in the curry so it softens and melds into the gravy, and the other half later on in the curry so there's a little bit more bite and substance. Here I have a small handful of coriander stem. Now coriander stem carries most of the flavour from the coriander, so I would definitely recommend using the stem. And also here we have some of the coriander leaf for garnish at the end. Here I have some vegetable oil, and we're going to be using that in the pan. And also a squirt of lemon. This is optional. Not to forget the all-important base gravy. Again, if you don't know what base gravy is, check out my video. I'll be leaving a link in the description box below. Right, so let's crack on with the curry. Yeah, I'm using this outdoor flame. Really powerful flame this provides, much like you would get in a restaurant. You can cook this on a domestic gas cooker, induction, halogen, etc. I'm just going with this because I get the heat I need. You can buy these on Amazon. Again, I'll be leaving the links in the description box below. Right, so let's heat up some oil. Just going to put enough in to cover the inner circle. Right, so let's throw in these onions. And the green pepper. So what have you all been cooking? What curries are your favourites of mine? Once you learn the steps that you need, you can turn these curries out really quickly. So we just want to soften these down, and what we're going to do is we're going to build the curry really slowly. I'm going to take it extra slow this week so that you don't miss any steps and you really grasp the habit of turning out these curries quickly. Well, the next to go in is the garlic and ginger paste. So we're going to line these up here, and then we're going to put in the methi leaves, throw in those chilies. There's no hard and fast rules, you know, if you get them slightly out of order. So let those cook down for a little bit. Take any onion off from the sides because individual stray bits of onion tend to burn. So keep them in the oil, yeah? So that's doing nicely. That's it. Right, now I'm going to put in the methi leaves. We want to cook the rawness out of the methi. It really gives off a pungent smell, actually. Right, now in the garlic and ginger paste. About a tablespoon of that. And that's what I love about using this flame, the way you get you can really flame the curry that you're making. That's coming down nicely. So we want to cook the garlic and ginger paste for around 30 seconds just to take out the rawness. Right, that's that. Right, now what we want to do is fry out the spices, turn the flame down a little bit. So I'm going to put in the mixed powder, Garam Masala and the cardamoms. And we're going to again cook those out, really extracting all of their flavour. Try not to burn the spices, but do realise you can cook them maybe just a little longer than you're used to. Maybe you're in fear of burning them. Obviously don't burn them. That's that. I can see that they're nicely cooked out. And now I'm going to add the tomato paste. Remember, this is, I put a teaspoon with some water. This is so therapeutic. It's almost like playing the piano, adding in the different notes of the spices. And there you've got a nice masala base cooking out there. And we're really sweetening the onion that we put in. We're extracting the spices, the flavours of the spices. Right, so now we've got our fresh tomato. We've got our chicken tikka. Also, I want to really emphasise, if you really want to take your curries to that next level, do cook with my chicken tikka. It's going to, I mean, it basically imparts its own flavours into the curry. So you know what we said about adding layers? Right, so I'm just going to add just a touch of base gravy now, a very small amount, just to loosen things down. And I'm going to build this curry very slowly, as I said, teaching you the tips and tricks of the BIR restaurant. So really want to get maximum flavour out of that. and then we're going to go again. Now remember, I've got a high flame, so I can do this real quick. Right, I'm going to add a touch more. Remember, the base gravy is already heated through. That's it, cook that down, taking the gravy off the sides. Let that cook out. I'm going to add a squirt of lemon and I'm going to try and flambe the dish to add a real intense smokiness, yeah? Right, so now I'm going to add in the first half of the fresh tomato. I mean, if you add smell-o-vision, this is actually smelling fantastic. See, nothing's burning. Take all of that caramelised base off the bottom and then redistribute, yeah? I'm really cooking this out as much as I can. Touch more base. Ever some. Look how small I'm using. Obviously, if you have good technique and skill, you can add a little bit more. But I'm doing this for the sake of you guys at home, yeah. Right, I'm going to add me a chicken tikka in. 6 pieces. They're quite large pieces, these. Now I'm going to add the coriander stem, throw that in there. Touch more base. So turn that in. I mean, this is quite intense. The smell is something else. And now, because obviously I've used chicken tikka, and this particular portion of chicken tikka was cooked in a tandoor, I'm really getting some lovely smoky flavours off of this bhuna. Loving the beer, guys. Cheers again. So how are you finding the technique cooking these curries? I know a lot of the expats in Australia, I mean, I get some fantastic emails from Australia. People that moved out there that really miss the curries. And they're like, Al, thanks so much. Now I can be happier in Australia. And now I'm going to add a full ladle of base gravy and let that cook out. Now, as far as cooking this, obviously you want to cook the base gravy out, but a bhuna, when you see it on the Indian restaurant menu, it will say cooked with capsicums, garlic and ginger, an array of aromatic spices in a thick gravy. So basically that's what a bhuna is. It's a medium to mild curry with the ingredients I mentioned, but it's in a thick gravy, so it's semi-dry, you know. So really you want to be reducing that down until it's not swamped in gravy, but left with intensity. Right, let's take it off the sides. I'm still seeing a lot of people post pictures and they're cooking their curries in woks, in Teflon pans, but not in aluminium. You really need to be using an aluminium pan, or at least a stainless steel pan, where the gravy sticks to the sides and it caramelizes. When I say caramelizes, it means the sugars in the onions come to the fore and they stick to the side of the pan and get really sweet, and then you turn them in and then make that part of the gravy. So you're basically extracting all the sweetness out of the onions and it becomes like an added ingredient. If you're just boiling it away in one of your stick pans, your non-stick pans, really what you're left with is a boiling soup. It's not the same as a BIR, which is British Indian restaurant style. This is why they use the aluminium pans. And they're also cheap to buy. If you don't know where to buy them, I'll be putting a link in the description box below. Right, we're nearly there now, I think. So I think it's now time to throw in my last portion of chopped tomatoes. And not to forget, salt. So what do you think of this, guys? How's that look? Nearly ready. I don't need to add any more base gravy to that. It's just got the nice consistency, thick gravy, got the lovely flavours in there. And the chicken tikka is just going to take it to that extra level. That's it. That's it. Let's turn that off. Well, this is ready to serve, and then it's time for the taste test. Right, so let's dish this baby up. There you go. See how nice and thick that gravy is? A nice spooner. Fresh coriander. There you go. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Let me bring it up to the camera. Absolutely beautiful. Well, we're just going to garnish this with a very small amount of freshly chopped coriander. There we go. And there we go, a nice beautiful chicken bhuna. And for dress, just a nice piece of fresh lemon. So now it's time for the taste test. Let's dig in here. Oh my god, that is so delicious. Oh my god, nice bit of chicken here, nice bit of chicken tikka. Oh my god. It's just delicious, it's savoury, it's rich, it's aromatic, semi-dry as a bhuna should be. I mean, come on, look at this curry, eh? You can cook this at home. What's stopping you from cooking this at home? Anyway, that's enough from me, guys. If you liked the video and want to see more, please press the like button. It really helps me out. And please subscribe. Subscribing on my channel helps me keep going. It helps me produce more videos. It makes me more popular, therefore it draws more interest. And I really appreciate every subscriber. If you want to see more, click that subscribe and notifications button. I'm out of here for the short term. I'll see you very soon with another fabulous curry. Chicken Bhuna.